The $50 True Wireless Earbuds market is flooded right now with a ton of options. I have personally tested out a bunch of them to figure out which ones bring you the best sound quality for your money. My name is Jeff, and I'm here to bring you my top 5 True Wireless Earbuds for under $50. Now, if you're interested in checking out any of these earbuds, I'll be leaving links to all of them in the description box right down below. And while you're down there, you can also check out my full disclosure letting you know how I receive and review all of the products in this video. Now, let's not waste any more time. Number 5. And in the number 5 spot, we've got the Tozo T12. Now, these are bringing you Bluetooth 5.0 along with SBC and AAC as their connection codec. Now, when it comes to latency, these are featuring very low latency when it comes to watching videos or anything of that nature. You're only going to experience some mild latency when you're playing some sort of like first-person shooter games. You might experience a little bit of that there. But if you're a casual gamer, not going to be an issue. And then last but not least, these also feature dual connect. And by that, I mean you can use these individually while the other one is charging in the case. Now, when it comes to battery life, these are going to be giving you 6 hours and 9 minutes at 75% volume. Now, when you include the case, you're going to get a total of 28 hours worth of playback time. As far as charging the case itself, you're going to get USB Type-C along with wireless charging. Now, as far as the earbuds themselves, they do have an ergonomic round-shaped design to them, so very comfortable, compact, no issues with ear fatigue or anything of that nature. When it comes to controls, they do feature touch control, and it is full, so you get access to play, pause, skip tracks, full volume control, and all the different functions. Now, when it comes to water resistance, these are going to have the highest rating on this list, coming in at an IPX8. And that's for both the earbuds and the case itself, which is something that is kind of rare to see in the True Wireless Earbud market. Now, let's move over to performance. When it comes to the volume, these are going to get a 10 out of 10. Now, I know that is a rare rating on my channel, but these absolutely deserve it. A 10 out of 10 is what I consider stupid loud. Like, nobody needs to be listening to these earbuds anywhere near full volume. Comfortable for listening for me is somewhere between 50 and 65%. So if you are a volume junkie or maybe somebody hard of hearing, these will absolutely have you covered. Now, as far as the sound quality itself, bass. Bass is the word of the day. These are very V-shaped with a very dynamic sound. So they're bringing you that strong bass punch. They've got the relaxed mids and the treble rolls off kind of quick. So they're not really going to be known for their clarity, but mostly for that bass impact and that bouncy kind of sound. So if you're into hip hop, if you're into EDM, things of that nature, then it works pretty well. Now, on the downside, that bass heavy signature can be a bit much for certain types of music. If you're listening to a lot of instrumentation, like classical music, anything like that, or even some more of the faster metal songs, sometimes that bass can roll into the mids, so that can be a little bit of an issue. But that's the only thing that kept them from moving up further on this list. Now, let's move over to the number 4. And in the number 4 spot, we've got the Soundcore Life A1. Now, these are featuring Bluetooth 5.0 along with AAC and SBC as their connection codecs. When it comes to latency when watching video, it is next to none. That's both for iOS and Android. But when it comes to gaming, you will experience some mild latency when you're playing first-person shooter games. Casual games, not going to be a problem. Last but not least, these also feature dual connect, so you can use each earbud independently while the other one is charging in its case. Now, when it comes to the battery life, these are going to be bringing you 8 hours and 24 minutes at 75% volume. When you factor in the case, you're going to be getting a total of 35 hours. Now, these are also featuring the fast charge functionality, which means that you can drop these back into their case for 10 minutes, and that's going to bring you an additional 1.5 hours worth of playback time. Now, last but not least, if you want to recharge the case, these do feature USB-C along with wireless charging, and that's always something great to see under $50. Now, as far as the design of the earbuds themselves, these do have that dot design, so just a little round piece goes inside your ear. They do use a tip and wing design, so very comfortable and very grippy. They do come with multiple tips and they come with multiple ear wings, so you can really customize the fit to give you the very best grip. As far as controls, these are featuring button control, and it is almost full. The only control that they are missing is reverse track, but I'll explain a little bit more about why in just a sec. And these are going to be the type of earbuds that you definitely want to use that pinch and hold technique when you're using those button controls. And then as far as their water resistance rating, it is coming in at an IPX7. So workouts, getting rained on, not going to be a problem. Now let's move over to the performance. So as far as volume is concerned, these are going to come in at a 9 out of 10, so very loud. More than loud enough for me. Comfortable listening for me comes in around anywhere from 60 to 75%, right around there depending on the type of music or if I'm watching videos. As far as the sound quality itself, this is where it gets a little fun because these have 3 onboard EQ modes, which you can access via button control. Triple tap on the earbuds themselves and you're going to get 3 different options. You're going to get the signature Soundcore sound. That's what they come with by default. Then you have the bass boost, and then you have the podcast. So first up is the signature, and that's going to be that V-shaped bouncy sound. You're going to get some extra bass. You're going to get some nice neutral mids and a bit of brightness in that treble. So very good overall for most genres. Second is the bass boost, and it is just nuts. It is so much bass. This is one of the bassiest earbuds that I have ever listened to. So if you're a bass head, these are going to be the ones for you. Like seriously, very, very good. And then last but not least, you've got the podcast voice. And this is where it's going to reduce the bass a little bit and it's going to reduce that treble, but it's really going to bump up the mid range. So you're going to get excellent vocal clarity for your audiobooks, podcasts, anything of that nature. It's going to come in really, really nice. And it's also kind of versatile because having that mid-range boost can actually be much better for ballads and vocal tracks, or even for classical music or music with a lot of instrumentation. So excellent overall. So when it comes to the sound quality, I am very impressed, and these are a very versatile earbud, giving you those 3 different EQ modes right on the earbuds. Now, as far as the negatives of these earbuds, these do not have that reverse track, unfortunately, but they had to give that command over to the EQ. For me, that's a trade-off that's worth it. For some people, it could be a deal breaker. And then secondly, no access to the Soundcore app. I'm kind of sad about that, but at the very least, they did give us the ability to have those 3 EQ modes. But I would have really loved to have some access to the Soundcore app. Now, this is going to bring us over to the number 3 on this list. And in the number 3 spot, we've got the Soundpeats Sonic. So these are going to be one of the more advanced earbuds on this list. They're coming in with Bluetooth 5.2 along with aptX Adaptive, SBC, and AAC, all for their connection codecs. As far as latency is concerned, these are going to have some of the lowest latency of all the earbuds on this list. Whether you're watching video, doing some gaming, whatever it might be, it is very minimal, at least according to my testing. And then last but not least, these also feature dual connect, so you can use these earbuds independently of each other while the other one is charging in the case. Now, I say that a lot and I always make sure I mention that because I know for some people that is a very important feature. Some people like to use one earbud halfway through the day, they'll swap out to another one. These are going to have you covered. Now, as far as battery is concerned, this is going to be the best battery life on this list. In my own personal testing, these came in at 12 hours and 21 minutes at 75% volume. And then when you add in the case, you're going to get a total of 35 hours. So excellent battery life on these earbuds. As far as charging the case, that's going to be a USB Type-C. Sadly, there is no wireless charging with these earbuds. As far as the earbuds themselves, design-wise, they're very comfortable, they're very ergonomic, and they're actually smaller than a lot of the other earbuds. So these fit me very comfortably, no fatigue or anything like that. And I think this could even be compatible for some people with smaller ears. For my large ears, not an issue whatsoever. Now, as far as controls, these are featuring button control, but it is full. So you get everything: volume, tracks, answering phone calls, play, pause, all of it right on the earbuds themselves. But once again, you definitely want to use that pinch and hold technique so you're not pushing them straight into your ears. And then as far as water resistance rating, these are going to bring you an IPX5 rating. So I would not submerge these in water, but as far as sweating, getting rained on, things like that, not going to be an issue. So now let's move over to performance. For volume, these are going to give you a 9 out of 10. Also very loud. I mean, pushing almost 9.5. So very, very good on the volume scale. For me, anywhere from 65 to 75% on the volume, not going to be a problem. If you're hard of hearing, these will still have you covered. Now, when it comes to the sound quality itself, these have deep sub bass. Like, these are legit bass cannons. So they bring that thump and it gets down low. Like, I was very, very impressed with that sub bass. I was almost feeling it in my chest with certain songs. So really, really nice. Mid-range is coming in kind of smooth, but it's a little bit weird. I'll talk about that in just a sec. The treble comes in with some nice brightness, but it doesn't become, too bright. It's not piercing or anything of that nature. So very, very good when it comes to the treble. Now, as far as negatives, the tuning is a little bit odd, and the bass, that sub bass, can sometimes overpower the mids. So that is something that can happen with certain types of music. That weirdness in the tuning is the only reason that they didn't move a little bit further on this list. So now that's going to bring us over to the number 2 spot. And in second place, we've got the FIIL T1XS. Now, these are featuring Bluetooth 5.0 along with AAC and SBC as their connection codecs. Now, when it comes to latency, this is some of the best on this list because these feature low latency modes. So you get the standard latency, your regular mode when you're listening to music, but you also get a movie mode, which will reduce the latency when you're watching videos, or a gaming mode that'll really help you out if you're playing those high performance first person shooter games. In my testing, it actually works really well. So overall, some of the best latency on this list. On top of that, you also get dual connect, so you can use them independently while the other one is charging in its case. And then last but not least, these also give you ear detection, so they do know once they come into your ears and once you take them out. So pretty sweet, and you could do a little bit of adjusting on that within their app. Now, as far as battery life, these are going to be giving you 6 hours and 4 minutes at 75% volume. And then when you add in the case, you're going to be looking at a total of right about 24 hours. These also feature the fast charge function, so you can drop them back into their case for 10 minutes, and that's going to give you an additional 2 hours worth of playback time. As far as charging the case, you do have USB-C, sadly no wireless charging on this case. Now, as far as the earbuds themselves, they do have a compact design, and they use, once again, that tip and wing design. So you get these little wings that'll help them really stay stable and grippy inside of your ears. So no issues with stability. So if you're going to use them for workouts and stuff, it's not going to be an issue. Now, as far as controls, they do feature full touch control. You get all of it. Volume, skip track, assistant, everything is right on the earbuds themselves. And then as far as your water resistance rating, they are coming in at IPX5. Once again, good for workouts, but I definitely would not submerge these. Now let's move over into performance. Now, first up, these are featuring something that the rest of the earbuds on this list do not have, and these do feature an ambient or transparency mode, and that's where you can activate the microphone so you can hear your surroundings and maintain situational awareness. So overall, the ambient mode is pretty good. It does sound pretty processed, like voices sound a little bit weird, but I'm totally okay with that, considering it's the only one on this list, and coming in for this price, I really can't complain too much about it. Now next, these also feature app support, which is something that I was not expecting, but these do have it, both on iOS and Android using the FIIL Plus app. And what that's going to give you is it's going to give you the battery. It's also going to show you different EQ presets. You also get access to a full graphic equalizer if you want to adjust it yourself. You get to control the different low latency modes along with a bunch of other settings and options that you can toggle and mess around with. So that is definitely a benefit of the FIIL T1XS over some of the other earbuds, is you get that full adjustability within their app. So pretty sweet, and a great value addition to these earbuds. And then when it comes to the volume, these are coming in at a 9.5 out of 10, so very loud. Volume junkies, hard of hearing, these are going to have you covered. For me personally, I'm listening to them anywhere from 60 to 75%, depending on which EQ tune I use. But overall, very good volume. Now, when it comes to the sound quality, I have been preaching how good the FIIL True Wireless earbuds have been with overall sound, even straight out of the box. And these, they do not disappoint when it comes to the sound quality. So nice tight bass punch, but a nice smooth mid. So it isn't like it's too neutral or too flat. It comes in very lively. So excellent vocal clarity. And then they have a nice bright treble, but it isn't harsh or piercing or anything of that nature. And with these, you actually get some decent soundstage for True Wireless earbuds, of course, and some nice separation. So I am truly impressed. And you'll hear a lot of different people talking about FIIL earbuds and how good their sound quality is. And these are excellent. And for some people, if the bass is too much, you can definitely make that adjustment in the app. So overall, very good. Now, as far as any cons, the control layout for some people can be a bit weird when you have the volume on one side and you have the track control on the other side. It can be a little strange, but once you get used to it, it does get better. And then also the fact that some people said that the treble was a little too bright, like I said before, that's what the EQ in the app is for. You can make that adjustment and make them sound the way that you want to make them sound. So now let's move over to the number 1 spot. And in first place, the number 1 True Wireless earbud under $50 is going to be the Edifier TWS1 Pro. Now, these are featuring Bluetooth 5.2 along with aptX Adaptive, AAC, and SBC. As far as latency is concerned, these are also going to be featuring very low latency when used with Android phones. So if you're watching video, anything like that, not going to be an issue. Even if you're playing high performance games, you're still going to have very low latency. So truly impressive. And then last but not least, these are also featuring dual connects, so you can use the earbuds independently while the other one is charging in its case. Now, when it comes to battery life, it is excellent. These are giving you 11 hours and 48 minutes at 75% volume. And when you add in the case, it's going to bring you up to a total of 30 hours of playback time. Now, as far as charging the case itself, it is using USB Type-C, but sadly, no wireless charging on board. As far as the earbuds themselves, you're going to get a dot style earbud. Very compact, very comfortable, and no issues with ear fatigue or anything of that nature. When it comes to controls, they are giving you touch control and it is completely full. You get access to all of it. Finally, Edifier has given us volume control on their earbuds. I'm glad they were finally listening to that. And then as far as their water resistance rating, these are going to be giving you an IP65 rating. So you're going to be getting good water resistance along with dust resistance on these earbuds. Now, when it comes to performance, the volume on these is a 9 out of 10. So very loud. For me, comfortable listening, 65 to 75%, right around there. So no problems with volume, at least not for me. As far as sound quality, this is where these truly stood out to me above the others on this list. The sound quality is highly impressive for a set of true wireless earbuds coming in at such a low price. The sound quality in these can easily rival earbuds twice or 3 times the price. Now, you know, when I say that, I mean it, and I stand behind what I say. And when I was listening to these and comparing them to other more expensive earbuds, this is truly impressive. As far as the bass itself, it is nice and tight, accurate, but it still brings a nice sub bass, but it isn't enough to where it's going to like rumble through your mids or kind of muddy up anything. Nothing like that. Nice, excellent bass punch to it. And then with the mids, nice and smooth. Like I said before, no muddiness and really strong vocal clarity. Female, male voices, doesn't matter. Comes through nice and crisp. And then we move over to the treble. Crispy, clear, almost a bit of airiness to it, which I was really surprised, but it isn't so bright that it becomes shrill or piercing. So it tends to roll off just at the right point. So excellent tuning overall. And on top of that, you're actually now, for true wireless earbuds, you're getting some good stage, you're getting some pretty decent separation, and when I was gaming, I noticed that these actually had some pretty good imaging as well, so you can kind of hear kind of where things were coming from around you. That was truly impressive. Now, as far as any cons, anything that I could say bad about them would be, first, I didn't find any app support on these. I could be wrong, but I didn't find any app support on them. And aside from that, no wireless charging. So, but that's it. But considering the battery life, considering the latency, considering the sound quality of these guys, that's what put them into the #1 spot on my list. Now, let's get into some call quality. So I'm going to play you some call quality samples of all of these earbuds back to back, both indoors and outdoors. And this way you can determine which one is going to give you the best mic quality for your needs.
All right, so here we have the call quality test for the Tozo T12. So testing, 1, 2, 3. Seems like my breeze has completely died, but we're still outdoors. So testing, 1, 2, 3. All right, and here we have the call quality test for the Soundcore Life A1. So testing, 1, 2, 3. Outdoors, breeze is still pretty light, but nothing too wild. Testing, 1, 2, 3. All right, so here we have the call quality test for the Soundpeats Sonic. So testing, 1, 2, 3. Outdoors, slight breeze, nothing too wild. So testing, 1, 2, 3. All right, so here we have the call quality test for the FIIL T1XS. So testing, 1, 2, 3. Outdoors once again. Seems like the breeze has kind of died down a little bit. So testing, 1, 2, 3. All right, so here we have the call quality test for the Edifier TWS1 Pro. The first file got messed up, so here I am, late night, recording this once again. Testing, 1, 2, 3. All right, so here we have the call quality test for the Tozo T12. So testing, 1, 2, 3. This is what you can expect from a semi-quiet indoor environment. All right, so here we have the call quality test for the Soundcore Life A1. So testing, 1, 2, 3. This is what you can expect from a semi-quiet indoor environment. All right, so here we have the call quality test for the Soundpeats Sonic. So testing, 1, 2, 3. This is what you can expect from a semi-quiet indoor environment. All right, and here we have the call quality test for the FIIL T1XS. So testing, 1, 2, 3. this is what you can expect from a semi-quiet indoor environment.
All right, and here we have the call quality test for the Edifier TWS1 Pro. So testing, 1, 2, 3. This is the call quality that you can expect from a semi-quiet indoor environment. As always, you've got to be the judge of the call quality down in the comment section. So with all of that out of the way, if you're interested in checking out some more of my top 5 True Wireless earbud videos, check out the stuff I'm going to leave right up here on the screen. With that said, I'm out. Peace.